end of the last soundbite, I left you with the first half of Bob Dylan's tune Don't Think Twice It's Alright to practice picking through. And we'd established 3 versions of the basic Travis picking pattern to use on the chords in that tune. The original pattern we use over the C and the A minor. And that uses the thumb on the 5th string and the 3rd string. Then we switched to using the thumb on the 6th string and 4th string over the G and G7th, and also that same pattern can be used over F if you opt to use the full 6th string bar chord for F. The option I personally choose for the F, moving my thumb into the 4th string and 3rd string as I use the 4-string F shape. And that picking pattern can also be used for D chords, D or D7. So that was enough basic instruction to help you find your way through this sequence. And that should have sounded something like this. Okay, so here's the second half of the verse. And actually, there's nothing here that should prove problematic if you have already successfully learned the first part. Starts on C for 2 bars, and it changes to C7, where you can keep the same picking pattern going. So the only change is on the left hand, where you just add the pinkie to the C chord on the 3rd string at the 3rd fret, like this. Then it's up to F, played exactly the same as in the earlier part of the song. 2 bars. Then change to D7th, keeping the same picking pattern going on the right hand. Then it's back to C for 2 bars, then 1 bar of A minor, and straight to F. That's probably the trickiest part of this song to play for most people. And the last line is C for 1 bar, G for 1 bar, C for 1 bar, back to G7th, which takes us neatly back to the beginning of the next verse. And that's basically it for this song. But in this lesson, I want to give you some guidance on how to move forward and build on this basic approach to Travis picking style. But first, I do advise that you get a few hours of practice in playing through the whole song using just those 3 basic patterns. But once that foundation is firmly laid, you can begin to relax into it and explore the various alternatives over each individual chord in the sequence, so as to gradually mould the picking patterns to better suit the song. learning to think like a bass player helps with this process. But if you've never played bass before, then just listening and using simple trial and error will get you there almost as quickly. Let me talk you through the various decisions I find myself making with this song. Starting off with the pattern exactly as we have been playing it. When we get to the fourth bar is where I hear the first option to change the bass line, and there on that first bar of A minor I'm going to use the A for the bass, but then I'm going to switch to E, open E string. Simply because that connects better with the F that comes after it. Similarly, for the second bar on the F chord, I prefer to let my thumb drop down to the fifth string, open, and play the A bass. Because that connects nicely with the next two bass notes, C and G. So I'll play over that first couple of lines again and listen carefully to the bass line that's coming together here. Third line, I might be inclined to reverse the bass notes for the A minor, playing first the open E and then the open A. That leads nicely to the D, for the first bar of the D7th. Then I can go back to open A for the second bar of D7, and G, G7. It's got a nice logical run there really, from open E to open A, then up to open D, back to open A, back to G. So that's just a glimpse at how I find myself fine-tuning my choice of bass notes over each individual chord, just to help the bass line flow a little better. So I'll leave you now to take a closer look at that for yourself and develop your own version according to what sounds best to you. Then in the next soundbite, I'll show you a few other ideas that I might use over the second half of the song that involve inserting some extra bass notes. If you found this little lesson interesting, please click on the like button if there is one, or leave a comment. And do feel free to share this video with your friends. And if you'd like to gain full access to all our guitar teaching materials, please visit the Secret Guitar Teacher site and take a free look round at what's available there. See you again soon.